Okay, good morning.
Welcome to St. Lucia. It's a pleasure to have you here. Hope you guys are going to come down to see us sometime in the future, okay? We're patiently waiting for you guys. Come have some fun rainforest adventures. I'm waiting. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, touch it again. All right. Look, this we call it the
change your colors.
touch me not, or we call it the sensitive plant. Now, a very long time ago, back in the days of slavery, what the masters would do, they would plant these around their plantation. So when the slaves were trying to run away, it would actually lead a path.
Oh,
All right? And they would actually follow that track to try get the pet. Within half an hour or so, it reopens. Now, lots of beautiful plants have actually been in operation for 8 years now. These to my upper right here, we call the musianders. You get them in red as well as white, and they're actually relative to poinsettia. We grow about 3 species of palms. The tallest, which is called the palmist, and this is where you actually get the heart of palms from. And I'll point that out to you when we get onto the tram. Alright? So as we head up to the tin shed, this is base station, actually at an elevation of about 600 feet above sea level. When you get there, you will meet up with the lift operators, and their job basically is to place you into sitting areas on the cabin, and that's for balancing of the gondola, okay? So if you notice, we're going to be riding 2 lines. As we head in, we ride the bottom line, where the average height would be about 50 to 80 feet off the ground, and when we head back, we do the top line. The highest point we touch on the ride is about 120 feet, but above sea level is going to be 1,400 feet, okay? All right. All right. So this is lemongrass right here. Yeah. We call it the wax apple. We use that a lot when dieting. 90% of water. Very sweet, kind of has a little cinnamon taste to it. This one is the crab's claw. Wax apple? Yeah, wax apple. Okay. There's got a trusty way. Hummingbird, look. Guys, say hi to Fuji.
Hi, Fuji.
Alright, he's the one who makes the pack beautiful, yeah? Okay, let's give Chanel a lovely smile. Chanel, what's your laugh with that? Okay, and right to the back of Chanel, there's a path here. Yeah. And this is a hike that is optional after the ride if persons are interested in hiking. However, if you do, who said this pine here, when it's tapped, it actually sends out a sap that is used for making paint, soap, turpentine, or even pine salt. Now, it is believed that pines are very important because they actually contribute to about 70% of the world's lumber. Reason being, those pines could grow up to their full height in less than 20 years. This area here is very much protected and conserved, and is also situated within that 15% of protected forest in St. Lucia. Our forest on the island covers 35%, but only 15% is protected. So we're looking down, ladies and gents. You notice a ravine, all dried up. We're actually in our rainy season, but we've been having some serious problems in St. Lucia. St. Lucia is actually almost on the verge of experiencing a drought. And ever since we were hit by a trough on Christmas Eve last year, our dams were filled with silt. So right now we really need the rain so that we could get our water supply on the island. This tree is what you call the incense tree. The whitey stuff you see in here is actually what's burnt during the Catholic ceremonies in the feathers. It will send out a translucent sap or liquid, and after 3 days exposed to air and sun, it turns to the thick white powdery stuff. A very long time ago, persons did make a living from this plant. Persons used to come into the forest, tap the tree the wrong way. What happens? That tree leads to the infestation of termites, alright? So all of these practices have actually been prohibited. The purple flower, it's called the blue petria. It's actually a vine that flowers, and the blue petria was once nominated for our national flower. Unfortunately, didn't make it. There was a tie between 2 others, the rose and the marguerite. So these are actually our two flowers on the island. The leaves of the brill of the blue petrea are like sandpaper, and traditionally they were actually used as our Brillo pads for scrubbing off the pots and pans. Nothing goes to waste in St. Lucia. When constructing the tram, we tried very little not to disturb the forest, so we actually had no heavy machinery used in here. A lot of the work was done manually, excepting for the towers like what's coming up, which were really lowered by helicopters. We actually have 12 towers which supports 16 gondolas online, and roughly it took them 1 year to construct the entire tram ride. A tropical or true rainforest, there must be vines intertwining with each other. These vines, most of them, what happens, they tend to mend themselves together. You get at least 3 or 4 mending themselves to form a full complete vine, and there you have your Tarzan vine. This is a strangler, also known as a banyan tree. The rooting system we call buttress roots, and trees which develop that kind of rooting system are very tall trees that grows up to the emergent layer of the forest. They actually need these roots to support them from very strong winds. Our forest has a hurricane adapted one. With these open canopies, it would actually allow the hurricane breeze to come in and out without topping the trees over. It also allows the forest floor to receive as much sunlight as it can to help in the growth of the understory shrubs and seedlings. Another strangler across on your right, over 150 years old. Look at the giant fern trees all around. At one time, these ferns grew up to about 120 feet, but because of global warming, they've really shrunk to adapt to their surroundings. Worldwide, it is known that there are roughly about 12,000 species of plants, but in St. Lucia, 137 of them are grown. Before this island was ever called St. Lucia, it was first called Ionola, meaning the land of the iguanas. The locals used to hunt them for meat, so right now they're very much protected. There's a sanctuary across on the east where you could find them, as well as a small islet to the south of the island that you call Maria Island, and one actually needs a ferry to go across to see them. We do grow nutmeg alongside the mace. Mace is actually the outer covering of the nutmeg. We grow ginger, turmeric, bay leaf. All used for local use. We don't export at all. So you see the guys look tired on the bench, yeah? Mm-hmm. Done their high zip line.
Oh my zip lining.
Oh, Lord. The main dispersers of the seeds of the seed. epiphytes relative to pineapples. They grow only on the tree for support. In no way do they feed nor kill the host. The bromeliads are known to get their nutrients from the sun. The leafing system traps water and the roots trap leaf litter. This is how they actually survive.